If you've been learning English for a while, you've probably heard the same advice over and over. Speak more, listen more, practice conversations. And yes, those are important. But today I want to share a skill that most learners completely overlook. And it can speed up your English progress much more than you think. That skill is reading. Now, before you roll your eyes and think reading, that's so boring and too slow. Listening and speaking are so much faster. Hear me out. When you read effectively, you're not just learning new words. You're also practicing grammar, sentence structures, and even the rhythm of how native speakers use the language. In this video, we'll cover why reading works, how to do it the right way, and how to turn it into a habit that actually sticks. But before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Guys, reading doesn't just make you better at reading. It also boosts your listening and speaking because all of these skills are connected. So if you've been feeling stuck with the usual method, this can be the missing piece you've been looking for. Let's get started. Let's start with why reading works. First of all, it boosts your vocabulary. When you read, you naturally come across new words, idioms, and phrases in real context. The more you see them, the easier they stick in your brain. If you find a word you don't understand, just check it in a dictionary. You can write it down in your notebook or on your phone to remember it better. Secondly, it helps you learn grammar. Yes, you heard me right. Reading shows you how grammar really works in real sentences. Instead of memorizing boring rules, you see them used naturally. And the best part, especially if you're an introvert, you don't need to talk to anyone or watch shows if you're not in the mood. Reading quietly can give you the same benefit. It also improves understanding, obviously. The more you read, the more you feel the flow of English. Think back to when you were a kid learning to read. Someone pointed to a word, said it, and you repeated it. You are still doing that now, just silently. This trains your brain to recognize words, pronounce them correctly in your head, and remember them through repetition. Reading even helps with spelling. When you see words written correctly again and again, you remember their spelling without even trying. No need to write them out 20 times. Your brain picks it up just by noticing. And yes, reading makes your speaking better too. The words you pick from books and articles will later show up in your own speech and will make it richer, more natural, more confident. Alright guys, how to read effectively. Let's talk about how to read in a way that actually helps you learn and improve English. First of all, choose the right level. Pick material where you understand at least 80% of the words. Too hard, you'll get frustrated. Too easy, you won't learn much. The sweet spot is challenging but manageable. When I started learning Spanish, I jumped straight into The Devil Wears Prada and Face Off in Spanish. It was way too hard. Every page had dozens of unknown words, and I gave up. Later, I switched to fairy tales and Harry Potter. Why? Because I already knew the story. Reading became so much easier. So guys, read books you already know. Familiar stories make reading so much more enjoyable. When you already know the story, you won't get lost in new words or complicated sentences. You can focus on learning English instead. Start with a book you loved in your own language and try reading it in English. You can start with a simplified version or dive into the original if you feel ready. Guys, what are some of your favorite books you've always wanted to read in English? Let me know in the comments. Alright, next, use your finger, pencil, or ruler. Ta-da! Guide your eyes along the lines as you read. This is called smooth pursuit, and it works because your eyes naturally follow movement. Instead of jumping back and forth across the page, your focus stays locked on the words. This keeps you present, reduces distractions, and makes reading feel smoother. Next, we have subvocalization. Subvocalization. It is when you silently say the words in your head as you read. By doing this, you're practicing 3 skills at once: listening, spelling, and pronunciation. For example, if you read the word elephant silently, your brain is connecting the letters to the sounds. Later, when you see it again, you won't need to subvocalize. Your brain recognizes it instantly. Next, we have sustained reading. Try to read consistently without stopping every few seconds. The longer you stay with the text, the more your brain gets into the flow of English. Recognizing comes from repetition. For example, you see the word car enough times and you instantly know it. You see the phrase make a decision in different contexts, and your brain understands it as a unit, not as 3 separate words. Make a decision. Make a decision. You read sentences like she opened the window because it was too hot outside multiple times, and your brain starts recognizing the grammar patterns naturally. The same will happen with hundreds of words if you give your brain enough exposure. By practicing these techniques, you're actually speaking without speaking, listening without listening, improving comprehension naturally, and building vocabulary in real context. Every book is like a private English teacher. Dialogue shows you how real conversations work. Descriptions teach you useful adjectives and prepositions. Stories give you context for idioms, expressions, and cultural references. Also, guys, if you want to read faster, here are some powerful tips. And the first one is called grouping. Instead of reading word by word like the cat went, train your eyes to see groups of words like the cat went into the garden. Start with simple texts like children's books and practice for just 10 minutes a day. This simple exercise can nearly double your reading speed. Next, we have skimming. Sometimes for school or work, you only need the main idea quickly. In that case, read the first and last sentence of each paragraph and scan for keywords. It won't give you deep learning, but it's perfect for quick understanding. And the third trick is speed pacing. Push yourself to read faster than feels comfortable. Even if you don't catch everything, when you slow down again, you'll notice that your eyes can capture more words at once. Remember, reading faster isn't about rushing. It's about training your brain and eyes to work more efficiently. And here are some final tips. First of all, choose interesting material. Don't force yourself to read Shakespeare if you love crime stories or fantasy. Pick topics you're genuinely excited about, like Sherlock Holmes, Harry Potter, or even Marvel comics. If you enjoy it, you'll stick with it. Next, use graded readers, parallel texts, or audiobooks. Graded readers are simplified books at levels A1, A2, B1. Start with your level and move up. Parallel texts are books with English on one page and your native language on the other. They help you check meaning without stopping too much. Audiobooks, my favorite ones, listen while you read the text. This connects spelling, pronunciation, and rhythm at the same time. Write down new words in a vocab diary. Keep it simple. 1 column for the word, 1 for its meaning, and 1 for a simple sentence from the book. Review it weekly. Just 5 words a day adds up to 150 words a month. Don't translate every single word. If you see she glanced nervously at the clock, maybe you don't know glanced, but the context tells you she looked quickly. Write it down later if you want, but don't stop every 10 seconds. And of course, combine reading with other methods. After reading, try retelling a paragraph in your own words. Watch a movie or series in the same genre, or discuss the story with a friend or online group. This way, the words won't stay on the page. They will move into your real communication. And that's it. Remember, every page you read is practice in listening, speaking, vocabulary, grammar, all at once. The more you read, the easier English will feel. So grab a book you love, start small, and stay consistent. Even 10 minutes a day can make a huge difference over time. Now tell me, what book are you going to start reading in English? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.